smart ring market, while still niche, has been steadily developing. Gone are the days when Oura had no competition. In this review, I'll explore the RingConn Gen 2 and what it brings extra over its predecessor. So let's not waste any time. Let's slip this ring on and find out if it's deserving of your finger space. Unboxing the RingConn Gen 2 reveals a device that has undergone a nice transformation in the look and feel department. While its predecessor focused on functionality, this new iteration strikes an impressive balance between form and function. The premium packaging remains, but the ring itself now exudes a more refined aesthetic. Available in a wider range of color options and boasting a sleek glossy finish, the Gen 2 caters to a broad spectrum of personal styles, firmly establishing itself as a unisex device. A notable improvement lies in its dimensions. Weighing a mere 2 to 3 grams depending on the size, with a thickness of 2 mm and a width of around 6 mm, the RingConn Gen 2 is more lightweight than the first generation. While these reductions might seem minor on paper, on the finger they translate to a significantly more comfortable and discreet wearing experience. Despite the exterior changes, the inner dimensions remain consistent with the first generation. This means users can rely on the exact same sizing kit. In my case, I have a size 11 for both the Gen 1 and Gen 2, and they fit on the same finger. The Gen 2 retains the user-friendly aspects of its predecessor, such as the ability to wear it on any finger of either hand. This flexibility is particularly useful if you find the size is slightly off, so you can just simply switch it to a different finger. Also, for exercise, you might want to opt for a tighter fit to ensure better capturing of heart rate while you are moving. What I do is I wear the ring on the index finger of my non-dominant hand, but when I exercise, I move it to the index finger of my dominant hand. One minor quibble that persists is the lack of clear visual indicator for correct orientation. The company maintains its tactile positioning method. While this works, a more obvious marker would be welcome for quick, at-a-glance positioning checks. In an ideal world, the green and red LED lights need to be on the palm side of your hand, but I rarely checked this and found that the ring still worked perfectly well. Another boost is to do with water resistance. The device is now water resistant down to 100 meters, so double that of its predecessor. This adds an extra layer of durability and peace of mind for active users. The ring now has a glossy finish, which not only enhances its aesthetic appeal, but I found that it also makes it more resistant to scratches. This actually addresses one of the few criticisms of the original model, where some users reported visible wear over time. However, for those seeking extra protection, the company still offers optional ring protectors as an add-on accessory. A final word of note as far as design: the device still does not incorporate the vibration motor. In fact, there are hardly any rings with this type of functionality, and that's largely due to size constraints. Below the surface, the Gen 2 retains exactly the same sensors as the original device. However, there are improvements. The device now has an enhanced PPG sensor for more accurate heart rate monitoring. The accelerometer is a more sophisticated 3D version, promising improved motion tracking. So in that sense, this is an iterative upgrade. No new sensors, just improvements to the existing ones. Connectivity remains via Bluetooth 5.2. There's still no Wi-Fi support. The week-long onboard storage capacity is still there. However, for me, one of the most impressive upgrades of RingConn 2 is its significantly extended battery life. It's truly impressive. While the original model offers a respectable 7 days of use on a single charge, the new version pushes this to an outstanding 10 to 12 days of continuous operation, depending on settings. This sort of longevity is attributed to advanced optimizations, including a more efficient MCU chip and improved algorithms. In real-world testing, the RingConn Gen 2 loses approximately 10% of its battery charge per day, which makes it the ring with one of the longest-lasting batteries on the market. The charging case becomes even more valuable with the Gen 2. When combined with the Ring's improved battery life, users can now enjoy more than 150 days of use between case charges, which makes this device an excellent choice for frequent travelers or those who prefer minimal device maintenance. Okay, so let's move on to features. The Gen 2 builds on the strong foundation of its predecessor, mostly focusing on recovery statistics and sleep analysis. However, the device now offers slightly better accuracy thanks to the upgraded sensors. You'll get info on heart rate variability, sleep patterns, including naps, sleep stages, and sleep efficiency, skin temperature, blood oxygen, and stress levels throughout the day. The companion app has undergone significant refinements since the original launch. You now have a wellness balance chart at the top of the home page. This provides you with an overview of your current state. Overall, I would say that the interface is intuitive, with the Insights screen providing a comprehensive view of your daily activities. Detailed information on sleep, activity, and stress is easily accessible, and the Trends section offers long-term progress tracking. A recent addition that I really like is that the device now tracks vital sign abnormalities. It works in the background, and if the algorithms spot something in your data that is outside of your norm, the app will warn you. This can be useful as an early alert, for example, if you've caught a fever or another illness, or are simply too fatigued. While the wealth of data provided can sometimes feel overwhelming, the addition of scores for various metrics helps you quickly gauge your daily performance. So you can simply look at the overall stats to get a view of your state, or you can go into as much detail as you'd like. Integration with Apple Health and Google Fit remains, ensuring your RingConn data can be part of a broader health tracking ecosystem. A standout feature of the Gen 2 model is the introduction of sleep apnea tracking, leveraging the improved sensors to provide potentially life-saving insights. While this feature was in beta testing for the first generation device, it is my understanding that it will only be available for RingConn Gen 2. So this is an extra that you get over its predecessor. To use sleep apnea tracking, you will need to initiate it before you go to bed via the smartphone app. Plus, the app will need to remain open during the night close to your bed in order to function. So this is not something that automatically switches on each night. In the morning, simply end the sleep session to gain a view of the data. All in all, a useful addition. As far as accuracy, I would say that step counting remains impressive. There's only a margin of error, probably about 2 to 3%. However, the device still faces challenges in accurately tracking heart rate during intense exercise. In my testing, I noticed a significant shift in the heart rate data compared to the first generation device. While the original RingConn tended to underestimate my heart rate during physical activity, the Gen 2 model consistently overestimates both average and maximum heart rate, for example, during running. I conducted several tests and compared the data with a reliable chest strap heart rate monitor and found that the Ring consistently reported higher values. It's worth noting that measuring heart rate from the finger during intense physical activity remains a challenge for most rings on the market. The constant movement and reduced blood flow to the fingers during exercise can interfere with the optical sensor's ability to accurately detect the heart rate. Despite the exercise issue, the Gen 2 device still provides valuable insights for general activity tracking and recovery metrics. Its strengths lie in sleep tracking, resting heart rate monitoring, and overall daily activity assessment. For those primarily interested in these aspects of health tracking, the Gen 2 remains one of the best options on the market. I actually compared it over a period with my Garmin and Whoop, and similarly to what I found on the first generation Ring, the second generation is closer to in its results to Whoop than it is to Garmin. That's the case for both resting heart rate and heart rate variability. So, what's the bottom line? Well, in my opinion, the RingConn Gen 2 represents a nice upgrade over the original. Instead of reinventing the wheel, the company opted to make a good device even better by slapping on some iterative improvements. The ones I noticed most are the sleeker, more lightweight design, along with awesome 10-day-long battery life. Beyond that, you get more accurate sensors and the addition of sleep apnea monitoring. While the device still struggles with heart rate accuracy during intense exercise, its strengths lie in sleep tracking, recovery metrics, and daily activity monitoring. The absence of a subscription model and competitive pricing further add to its appeal. For those new to smart rings, the RingConn Gen 2 offers excellent value. It might even be worth an upgrade for those with the original model. Its combination of features, battery life, and user-friendly app make it a worthy alternative to more expensive competitors. As the Gen 1 version has largely the same features, that one might also be a good option, as it is likely to see a sharp fall in price in the coming months.